It has never been easier to blow up on YouTube than it is right now, especially if you're some sort of coach, consultant, or agency owner looking to actually generate clients from your content. And if you've been struggling to get views, struggling to book calls, and just struggling to turn your YouTube channel into something that actually makes you money, this might be the most important video you watch all year. I'm about to share with you the framework that we've used to help our clients generate multi-six figures in tracked revenue directly from YouTube. We currently manage channels that have gone from literally basically 0 subscribers to booking in 10, 20, 30 plus qualified calls a month. And we've done this across a lot of different niches, from business funding to AI governance to real estate to SaaS. And I'm saying all of this because you do not need a massive audience to have success on YouTube. You do not need 100,000 subscribers. You do not need to go viral. What you do need is to be pulling the right levers. And that is exactly what we are going to talk about in this video today. So here's what just changed on YouTube that nobody is talking about, and why right now is the single best window to build a YouTube channel that brings qualified leads for your business. So YouTube is still on easy mode. It has never been easier for small creators to grow on YouTube, and the biggest opportunity right now isn't views, it's qualified leads. So you don't need hundreds of thousands of subscribers, you don't need massively viral videos, and you don't need massive audiences. What you need is content that attracts the right people. So why small channels are winning? YouTube's algorithm has dramatically changed. Distribution is now based on viewer interest, not subscriber count. So the old way YouTube used to work is bigger channels just had a massive advantage. Existing audiences dominated distribution and new creators struggled to break through. And instead, right now what YouTube is doing is they're really trying to get more and more creators on the platform. So they're making it easier than ever for people with small channels to actually grow. So now content is matched to viewer interest and search intent matters more. This means relevance matters more and smaller creators can actually compete. So great content, and this is what you'll see on your recommended, even videos sometimes that have like 20 views, they get matched to you regardless of the channel size, simply if they are, relating to the content that you actually consume. That means the actual video and the video ideas you create are much more important than having just an audience size. You need to have expertise. You need to actually create videos that relate to the people you're trying to target, because if it's good, YouTube will recommend it to more people. The window of opportunity. So every platform goes through opportunity windows. Early adopters benefit the most, and the creators building today are going to have a massive advantage, right? And specifically when I talk about this, I'm talking to the guys who are in the B2B space, because most B2B content is still really bad. It's just people chucking up generic videos, low quality with a corporate thumbnail, and just hoping they attract new clients. So the content bar here is quite low. In the info space, it's a lot harder because most people have already adapted. You look at guys like Iman Gaji and the bar that they've set for, if you're trying to sell an info product, how good your YouTube channel has to be. So if you're in the info space, the coaching space, it's a little bit harder. It's not as easy to stand out. However, in the agency space, the B2B space, it's so much easier because most people are still undervaluing YouTube. They're only focused on cold email, on paid ads. And that's how we helped scale Kai from 17 to 75K per month with his agency by using YouTube. It's simply by being better than the competitors, because the rest of the people in his niche were not even trying. So, as I said, most B2B content is still generic, surface level, repetitive, AI generated, and it just looks bad. And it doesn't answer and actually move people towards booking a call and working with them. So if you can actually just create good content, actually have a good conversion system on your channel, you are going to print in 2026 if you are a B2B business. And that's why it's so important to jump on this now before competition rises and attention becomes harder to win. Because it is only a matter of time before most companies realize that they need to be on YouTube. And if you wait till then, it's gonna make it a lot harder to actually break through. So the best time to start is now, before everyone does. So now you know that you need to jump on YouTube. You know that you need to start posting. What are the mistakes that most people make and how can you avoid them? So the first thing is creating content for yourself. So posting what you want to talk about instead of what buyers are actually wanting to watch. And this is simply by just not doing enough research. If you just brainstorm on a whiteboard and think about content ideas and think that's going to work, you're just wrong. What you need to be doing is going over your competitors' videos, looking at similar niches, seeing what's working in those niches, going over your FAQs, going over the things that people are saying to you on sales calls. How can you pre-handle objections using these videos? These are the types of ways of thinking that are going to allow you to create videos that people actually want to watch. It's not by just thinking about what you think would be a good video. It's not that simple. Then the second mistake is using only one type of content. So relying on a single format when different viewers consume content differently. This is why you have to have things like challenge videos, which is where you like do something live, like watch me do a cold call live, something like that. Then you need to have full course videos. This is like a full training where people can save it for later, go through different parts and kind of take notes. Then you need to have case studies and client interviews. All these different types of content are going to work for different types of people. In the exact same way that if you're running ads, you have to have different formats when, testing different ads. You need to have talking head, split screen, all these different types because they convert with different types of people. So that's something that most people get wrong on YouTube. Third thing actually is not niching down enough. So staying too broad when specificity is what creates discoverability and trust. So once again, this is like something that's custom. There are going to be cases where if you're selling some sort of an info offer, which is quite broad, you can go broad. I'm not saying it's always wrong to go broad, but I'm specifically talking to the B2B guys. If you're selling e-com email marketing, only talk about e-com email marketing and you will build niche authority. That's what you want to do. You don't want to be doing videos on these other topics. It doesn't make sense. No one cares what your 7 favorite books are right now. Just create content that's going to attract the right person. So the ultimate goal is this: become micro famous in your niche. And this is, I think, what most people are looking for if they're running some sort of business and they actually want to build a personal brand. The goal isn't to have 100,000 subscribers or followers. It's to have like 5 to 10,000 and have those followers and subscribers actually be people in your industry, because that's what micro famous is. So you don't need to become internet famous, you need to become micro famous, and specifically to your buyers. Because if all your buyers and people who are booking in calls already know who you are, they've consumed your content and they've seen you around, they're going to have that familiarity bias, which is like, okay, they trust that you are actually someone who's legit and someone who people in your industry are always talking about. And the way to go about doing this here when it comes to actually creating videos that are going to have the effect of growing your channel and therefore positioning you as that micro authority, there's a few different things, and these are just the most important. Make sure you spend some time on your hook. Make sure the hook catches attention immediately. Then actually have good content. Make sure your content is valuable. Actually talk about things that people can implement, not just generic advice. And then a strategic CTA. Super simple. What we like to do is have on top of funnel and middle of funnel videos, your call to action should not actually be the main call to action to full pitch your services. You should be pushing them down the funnel to go watch your YouTube VSL or to go watch other videos. You want to increase session duration. That's the main call to action you should have on those videos. Then on your bottom of funnel videos, meaning case studies, client interviews, YouTube VSLs, that's when the call to action should be, hey, click the link in the description if you want to work with me. And making sure that you get your call to actions right is a huge part of making sure this actually works. So the main takeaway is this, right? A prospect who arrives after watching several hours of your content is pre-sold. This is how we get clients reporting back 50, 60% close rates on qualified leads from YouTube. And you cannot replicate this on any other platform. If you've created other content, you'll know that they're still pretty cold. They just haven't consumed enough. They haven't built enough trust. But with YouTube videos, there are permanent assets. Every video keeps generating leads long after it's published, unlike ads or any other social media posts. So actually, I just made a LinkedIn post, which I'll try pop on the screen here. Or actually, let me just pull it up right now. Here is the actual LinkedIn post, and essentially what it is it's my client getting 11 new leads in one day from a video that we put out 8 months ago. So that is just the evergreen effect. When you SEO optimize, when you have a good video, YouTube's algorithm just keeps pushing your video to new people, and that compounding effect just keeps going. Secondly, YouTube is a trust builder. It's in the middle of all these other things that are going around, and it's somewhere that you can just send people externally to the channel. So if you visualize it, you have YouTube in the middle, you have your paid ads, and people are going to search you up. They're going to go check out your YouTube. If you have a referral, they're still going to search you up. They're going to go check out your YouTube. And this is what happens, your close rates improve and you essentially just close more deals because people are going to convert better when they have more trust in you. And obviously the goal, you want to become a market authority. You want to become niche famous and you want to be an expert in your niche. This means that top talent will actually want to work with you because they see you as one of the go-to people and your competitors just can't match your positioning. So main thing here, YouTube is still on easy mode, especially for B2B. Create content for buyers, diversify content types, niche down aggressively, and treat every video like a direct response asset. And the businesses you start today are going to be the ones who are printing. So to recap, YouTube's algorithm is on easy mode right now. Small channels are getting the same distribution as big channels. The platform is matching content to buyer intent. And if you're creating specific valuable content for your ICP, YouTube will put you in front of those people. So just stop making content for yourself. Diversify your content types, niche down hard, and treat every video like a direct response asset. If you do this, you'll grow more, and more importantly, you'll book in more calls. Now, everything I just gave you is the high-level overview. If you want to see the full step-by-step system, how we implement this entire funnel and strategy for our clients, then just click the video up here to go watch that. And if you already know you want help implementing this and you just want me and my team to kind of just do it all for you, click the first link in the description to apply to work with us at YouTube to Clients. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.